You're watching Soleful Discussions.
All right, so hi, welcome back.
Hi.
All right, we got you back out here. So, you just got through doing what? What did we just get through doing?
I just got done with the pedicure.
Got through it with pedicure. How was it?
It was good. It's been a minute.
Okay, absolutely. So
Yeah.
got a little bit of self-care today, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So first of all, let's just jump right into it. What are your thoughts about the first interview, like that we did? I kind of like met you in like the most random way ever, like
Yeah,
going
I
into
remember
your
that.
house. Like, I approached you. I asked you to do an interview. What were your thoughts though about that entire experience?
It was definitely a first for me. It was out of my norm, honestly. I've never done an interview like this before. But I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. No
Nice.
complaints.
Nice. So it was a good experience.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to like, I don't know what you were thinking about like before the interview started, like your thoughts about it. What were the thoughts before, like when I first approached you? What were you thinking? Like,
I was pretty sketchy about it. I wasn't, because you said you were gonna ask me about feet, and I didn't know what to think about that. But I just take it as it. I just took it as it went. Like I just answered your questions the best I could,
absolutely.
and it was pretty good.
I think you did a good job. And you told me, you said, at first you thought that you're like, I didn't know how my answers came across, but you like after I watched it,
Yeah.
like I thought that I did a really good job. You did. Your answers
Yeah.
were really, I thought they were very natural because just the conversation we were having, it was out in, like right across the street from where you were staying. We were like right out in the grass.
Literally.
So yeah, it's really dope. In terms of like when you had a chance to look at it back, read some of the comments, thoughts about that. Like how did you feel about some of the love that you got?
That was, it definitely felt good to read all those comments about me. Like with social media nowadays, you see so much negativity, and people always have something negative to say. But all the comments that I read, I felt the love.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's what it's all about, right? I know a lot of women sometimes deal with like insecurities that they have, like within themselves. Sometimes not, getting a chance to hear enough that, like, hey, that you're really smart. You got a lot going on. These different things like that. Sometimes just hearing that can like make your day. So glad that we were able to give you like a really good experience with that.
Yeah.
So today we're just gonna I want to ask you some questions from my first set of interviews.
Okay.
Kind of see how you answer those. Some of the people who watch my channel, they always ask, bring back the old questions. Like, we're going to hear some of those. So I'm going to ask you some of those. We'll get your thoughts and see how you feel about that.
Okay.
And just same thing. Just answer however you feel, okay? No
It's like the
pressure to
same
answer.
questions?
No, not the same questions. These are going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
So, but this is just for you to answer however you like. So it's all up to you. It's your opinion.
Okay.
Sounds good? All right. So first question is, what's something that you like that other people might find to be weird? Right? And it could be maybe a hobby, maybe the way you eat your food. Do you have anything like that?
Now that you mention it, the way I eat my food.
Okay.
Yeah, I like if there's like 5 separate things on my food, I'll eat them each separately.
Oh, okay.
Like all the way around, like in like equal proportion.
Oh.
So I'm not left with just one thing.
One solid thing.
Yeah.
So you eat it equally across.
Yeah.
And then go back and equally again all the way until it's done.
Yeah.
That's
if I like, there's like one thing that I really like the most, I'll save it for last, probably like last bite. That's how I eat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of similar in that way. So like I'm somebody like, I remember when my mom was first, like when we were growing up, my mom had like the strict rule, had to finish everything on your plate before you could get up. And so of course, like growing up as a kid, sometimes you hate vegetables, and so I would be like, damn, I gotta eat these vegetables. So I came up with a trick. I'm like, dude, if I eat that first, then I don't have to worry about that last.
Exactly.
So I started like doing that. And so now even as an adult, I still do the same exact thing. Like I'll eat all the sides first and then eat my entree last. So that's really interesting. Yeah. In terms of you, has anybody ever made you feel insecure before about your body or a body part before?
I think it wasn't nobody specific.
So nothing directly.
No, because I think it was just society as a whole. Like because people, like they have like a standard of what a woman should look like, and so like it just created natural insecurities, like of like certain proportions of my body, like it's not good enough. Yeah.
You're like, it doesn't match up to
Yeah.
what they say this is. Absolutely. So let me ask you this: is that something you're still dealing with now, or do you have like more of a control over it now, to where like it doesn't bother you as much?
No, it doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I still do feel the insecurity sometimes. Like, of course, I see beautiful women everywhere, and I'm no better than a man. Like, I check them out, and so I compare myself, of course, and but I still do. I love myself a little more.
That's dope.
Than before. Yeah.
That's dope. Okay, so that's some of the things you're doing, like growing that self-love for yourself and appreciation. Definitely dope. In terms of yourself, if there was one thing you could change about yourself, right? It doesn't have to be physical, but is there anything that you would change?
Change about myself.
I've heard some interesting things.
I mean, honestly, I would change all my bad habits.
Okay.
Yeah, like unlearn all the bad things I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if somebody gave you that power, you'd just be like, hey, take all that away.
Like, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I always say this, right? Because even for myself, like sometimes it's easy to look back and be like, man, I wish I didn't do this and I didn't do that, and I was like more disciplined in this. But I also feel like sometimes just those different things that you do, that you learn, that is like maybe a bad habit or you fall, those are things that actually help make you who you are. Like it makes you a stronger person, because you learn, like, I know that that's bad, I shouldn't do that, right? Well, hopefully you learn from it. Some people don't, but I think that there's a lot of things in my past where I looked at and I'm like, okay, I don't do that anymore. I've learned to like overcome that, and like I know what I'm supposed to do in these situations. Absolutely. So I always think it's like, you know, kind of bittersweet. Like you really want a little bit of it, but not, you know.
Right. I mean, that's what makes us human.
Absolutely. Yeah. Those falls, absolutely. We kind of already covered the questions about how you feel about your feet. You did say you had insecurities before.
Yeah.
You're a lot more comfortable with your feet now. You're like, hey, I wear sandals more and all this. You got a pedicure now, so you're probably really going to be wearing some sandals now. In terms of, like, dating, if you were dating somebody, would you ever date somebody who was, like, into feet? Like, would that be something you would be okay with, or would that be something you would be like,
If they were into feet, I think so, unless they,
you need to
like...
put context behind what I mean by that?
I
don't want you just walking into something where you're like, yes, but no. So I mean, like somebody who would like want to give you like a foot massage, rub your feet, kiss your feet, different things like that. Like just kind of like incorporate that into like what you guys do. They love you as you are as a whole, but that's just something that they like.
Right.
You'd be okay with that?
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I love foot massages and all that.
I think a lot of women do. Like there's only a select few I've heard was like, I don't like my feet being touched, but. Like most women like that.
Oh yeah. No, I know. My one of my best friends, she's never gone to pedicure before because she doesn't like feet. She doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. So she's never gone to pedicure before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that so? It's because she has is it like a phobia or?
I think so.
Maybe a phobia.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I may need to interview her just to see like can we do some work in terms of like getting her out of that. But like I definitely get it. So have you ever had any experiences with anybody? Like that like into feet. Have you ever like encountered anybody? You're probably thinking back now, like this person right here was they into feet? I don't know.
I mean, I guess like my ex, he really appreciated my feet. He told me like he really liked my feet.
Okay.
But he would say it's my feet, not feet in general, but it was just my feet. Okay. So I guess that's the only experience I've had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. In terms of like guys approaching women, right? Sometimes that could be like a little bit. It can like borderline into some craziness, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes guys don't know how to approach women.
Oh
right?
yeah.
What do you feel like is the appropriate way? Like if a guy's gonna approach a woman who's a stranger and he wants to talk to her, what do you think is the right way to do that?
I think. Obviously basic manners, introduce yourself and talk to her like she's a human and not like, I don't know, it has to be natural as well, you're coming up to another person, not just a girl, like just because she's pretty, but I don't know, just like pure intentions, and I just feel like if you come across that way, a woman will feel it.
Yeah,
and I feel like you'll have a better chance. Yeah.
And definitely, if it's a natural thing, you don't want to come across like, you know, I hear a lot of women say like creepy, or they get guys who also like will like try to compliment them, or like, but it's like a sideways compliment, so they're complimenting
right,
because they want something in return, and then when they get turned down, then it's like, oh, you're this and you're that.
Yeah,
and
also
like,
that too.
Yeah.
Like if you get rejected, you have to take it like a man. Like, you know, like it is what it is. You can't control it, you know. So
absolutely, and I think so. For me, like, you know, it may seem like I tell my buddy here all the time, Obi.
Yeah.
He's always asking me about like, man, like where do you get this courage to like go up to people? And I'm like, it's not something that came overnight. Because to be honest, I was always the type of person that like, if I got rejected, it put me into like a state of depression. Because I would like be like, damn, did I do something wrong? Did I like what happened that like? And so it's like all these thoughts. And I think that over time I had to learn that like, first of all, there's two people that are involved in this situation. So like, even though I might want it to go one way, the other person on the opposing side may be like, nah, they're not interested. And so it might not go your way. You just have to get used to that and like understand like, it didn't go my way, move on. Like, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's how you find your people. So like, I think that was something that actually I developed doing this, because I would get no's like left and right. Like there were some days I went out and I would just get all no's, and I was just like, okay, you know, you learn to deal with it. So yeah, absolutely. All right, so we talked about reflexology last time. What are some things you learned from the reflexology that we talked about?
I actually tried it out when I was getting my pedicure today. Yeah, it did, but it's because they like hold my feet too, so I can't move as much.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah, but it did help.
Okay.
I noticed, yeah.
So for everybody out there, the trick works. Okay? Just so you know. There it is. And you're welcome. There it is. All right. So let's get back into this. Can we see what your feet look like?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get you to put them down flat in the sandals for right now.
Okay.
We'll kind of get a closer look in at these. And what was the size that you said you were again?
I am a size 8 in women.
Size 8 in women. Okay. All right. And I don't remember if you said it varies depending on the different size types of shoe you wear. If it's a sandal or if it's a heel.
Mostly I'm usually a 8.
Okay.
Sometimes
you can
7.5. I don't
sometimes
know.
7.5 depending. Okay.
Yeah. And like my right foot is a little bigger than my left, so sometimes
I don't remember. Did we go over that the last time? I don't think we talked about that. I don't think we talked about it. So this one's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it
really?
is.
Like a half size or?
Like I just can tell in some shoes it's a little bit. It's a little tighter.
You're right-handed though. No, you're left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
You're left-handed.
How did you remember that?
I remember because like I remember because we were talking about sensitivity and your right foot was more sensitive, and I was like, it's the opposite. So I do remember that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Interesting. So left-handed, but the right foot is a little bit bigger. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's get you to take the feet out of the sandals.
Okay.
All right. We still remember this tattoo over here with the different stars and stuff. All right. All right. Cool. And pedicure looks nice, man. Got the French pedi going on.
This is my first time getting a Frenchie like
French
this.
tip?
I wanted to try it, yeah.
Okay. How do you like it?
I like it. It's just this toe was kind of cracked, so it's a little shorter than this one. Okay. I'm a perfectionist, so I can see everything.
Oh, okay. You're like looking at everything. You're like, man, I see that right there. That's a problem.
Yeah, I told her she had to fix the little white tip right here on this one.
I feel it. Okay, cool. All right, let's get you to extend your feet out, all right, so we can see the bottoms. All right, cool. All right, and so how you feeling? Second time we're doing this. We asked you some questions. We're taking a look at your feet now. What are your thoughts?
I'm definitely more comfortable because I know how this goes now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's interesting. I don't know. Did you see some of the comments? So some of the guys were saying like, she should get into some foot modeling.
Really?
Like they think that they were like, they liked you. They thought you had nice feet. They thought that also like you're very pretty. And so they're like, she should get into foot modeling. They was like, when is she starting to page? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that right now. If that's something that you'd be interested in, but we could definitely talk about some stuff if that's something that you want to, explore. Absolutely. So let's get you to kind of do a little bit of movement. Let me get you to cross left over right. Okay. Cool. All right. And then let me get you across right over left. This way. Yep. Okay. What would your thoughts be about that, though? Would you ever try that?
Foot modeling?
Yeah.
I think if the opportunity presented itself,
okay,
I probably would, because I seen like this TikTok. This girl, she had a nice car. You know, they approached her what type of job she does, and she sells foot pics.
Yeah.
And she makes like so much money off of one pic.
Yeah. So believe it or not, so one of the girls who's like been on my channel.
Yeah.
Her name's Invilicious. So basically got her start like through me. So like I basically ran into her at a gas station.
Yeah.
Right across the street, the Food for Less that's right here on Western. Met at the gas station right there. Asked her to do the interview with me. She did the interview, and afterwards she wanted to get into foot modeling. This woman now is making some very good money. Like very good money.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's really good. Yeah, so like I told you, we can talk business. We can do some stuff if that's what you want to do. All right, cool. Let me get you, put them back side by side. All right, and like flex up a little bit. All right, well, let's get you to like bend over. All right, you have a lot of flexibility.
No, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Did you ever do any like ballet or anything like that? Never nothing before. You're just flexible, naturally flexible.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right, let's get you spread. Okay. All right, give us a little wiggle. All right. Cool. All right. Now, if we can, from now, we're just gonna go ahead and like wrap this up. We're gonna shoot a little bit more, but thoughts about, you came out here, you did it a second time. What were your thoughts about this interview this time? Will we see you again in the future? Because people are gonna ask already. Is she coming back? Let's hear a little bit about everything.
Okay. This interview, I liked it. It's more, cause like the first interview was kind of like the icebreaker.
Yeah, the icebreaker. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving forward, I'm all for it.
Okay.
And I would say I'd be down for any future interactions.
Yeah, cool. Because I'd like to get you like in a collaboration with somebody else, maybe that's been on the channel before, to see like what an interaction would be like between you two.
Okay.
So I just did thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, I would be down.
Okay. Maybe I'll set something up next month.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So for now, let's go ahead and wave goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
All right.